first time I'm doing a proper analysis on certain Collingwood structure. In this video, I'm going to be discussing Collingwood centre ball up attendees, who won the clearances, who didn't win the clearances, what went right, what went wrong against Brisbane. Everything went wrong against Brisbane. I can talk about the stoppage clearances, our injuries inside 50, Brisbane's quick transition game, you name it, the whole lot. But we're going to stick solely and squarely on Collingwood centre bounce or centre ball up attendees, centre clearances to be exact. Yeah, it needs to be studied. 2 weeks ago, I talked about Collingwood's forward line issues. Last week, I talked about Collingwood's defenders with Darcy Moore ruled out for a month. Now we get to talk about the midfield, and I'm also going to talk about the rucks as well, because no Nick Dacos, no Scott Pendlebury, no Steel side bottom in the second half in the centre bounce or ball ups. Bloody hell, I got to try and figure out a way to get around this centre bounce, centre ball ups. It's, yeah, letter of the law, it's a centre ball up. You get what I'm trying to say here. The centre ball ups, yeah, centre ball ups. I'm going to display every single centre ball up in this game against Brisbane. Slow motion. It's going to be weird because it's not a live reaction. So as I'm recording this video, I'm going to have to include certain snippets and pausing at the right time and whatnot. But hopefully my explanations are good enough for you guys to follow along with in slow motion, zoomed in as well. I'll be typing in the scoreboard each time for each clip. So just bear with me, watch this space, yada, yada, yada. And hopefully, if you're watching this, there's no copyright issues for that matter. So hopefully I've gotten around that. Without further ado, let's dissect the shit show that was our round 4 loss to Brisbane with the centre ball ups. We've got Darcy Cameron starting in the ruck against Sam Draper. Society is on Dunkley. Ned Long is on Lachie Neale. And Jordan De Goey is on Will Ashcroft, about 7.5 metres behind Darcy Cameron. Notice the ruck battle as well. From the very first ball up, Sam Draper, he gets a bit of momentum. He moves to the side a few times to get that momentum going. Darcy Cameron doesn't. Hence why you see Sam Draper win the hit out. Not at the highest point, but he still wins the hit out. Straight to Will Ashcroft, Jordan De Goey a few metres behind. Ned Long covering Lachie Neale. That's good to see, but he has to make up and clean up Jordan De Goey's mess. Ned Long can't get to Will Ashcroft, and Will Ashcroft gets the first clearance of the game. As I got it paused here. I'm not going to display the whole passage of play. Will Ashcroft gets the right foot kick to Cam Rayner on the wing. Cam Rayner goes inside 50. Kai Lohmann takes the one-hand mark. Set shot, Banana kicks the goal. Brisbane first goal of the game in the first minute. Yeah, that right there tells everything you need to know about this game. If you can summarize this game in one passage, that's probably it. But yeah, not exactly a good start for Collingwood. 6-0. And you'll notice as well, when I start these centre ball ups, they don't start off right when they jump, because Channel 7 are showing replays before it starts. So yeah, screw you, Channel 7, and screw you, KO, because I don't know how Jara Davis does it, because if he has to pause it, there's a fucking ad now. So unbelievable. We're paying so much for less quality in 2026. But second ball up, Darcy Cameron against Sam Draper. They've switched up the matchup, so I'm going to be looking at my notes as well. So I'll be all over the place. Everyone is switched around. Side bottoms now on Ashcroft. The Goey's on Dunkley. That's a good battle there. And Ned Long remains on Lachie Neale, which is fair enough. Everyone's close in on everyone as well. This one's more of a scramble, so thankfully we win this clearance. However, there's a few issues. So no one wins the tap. It's a stalemate. Josh Dunkley soccers it out. That's a bit of a theme for this game for Dunkley. Just sticks a foot into it. Everyone's covering everyone, thankfully. Side bottom gets the handball clearance, but he misses Jack Crisp by a metre. And Jack Crisp is a left footer. So, yeah, even though Jack Crisp has space, there's not a lot he can really do. He has to wheel around, get onto his left. Yeah, first clearance for Collingwood, and it's not exactly a good one. Brisbane get the second goal of the game from a turnover as we head inside 50. Well, they force a turnover, and the rest is history. Kai Lohmann kicks his second. Third centre ball up. No changes. De Goey still on Dunkley. It's Darcy Cameron against Sam Draper. Sidey's on Ashcroft, and Long remains on Lachie Neale. This one is a bit interesting because Draper gets the tap. Lachie Neale is just sensational. He's being held by Ned Long, but he still picks it up one-handed. Gets it off to Josh Dunkley. That's a good pickup. Thank goodness. It's a little too quick, but Zorko runs through from half back. Lockie Sullivan is trailing behind. Dane Zorko leaves it behind, under pressure. Scramble. Still side bottom, gets it. But everyone runs away as he kicks it. I'm going to show everyone. Everybody is running inside 50. They overrun it as well. So thankfully, Brisbane did not kill us on quick transition here, going through the middle. They get the intercept mark. They hold it up and they switch it around. So thankfully, we got away with that one. But we kick our first goal of the game a few minutes later. So it's 12-6. The fourth centre ball up. A few changes here. We've got Darcy Cameron up against Darcy Fort, the Battle of Darcy's. The Goey remains on Dunkley. Ed Allen is now in the middle of the bench. Ditto Lipinski, but we've got Lockie Neal in the middle still, and Neil still, and there's Jimmy Tunstall as well. I thought it was Zach Bailey, but it's actually Jimmy Tunstall. Darcy Fort gets a bit of momentum as he starts. Darcy Cameron doesn't. And who wins? Oh, it's Darcy Cameron. But there's a theme going on as well with Darcy Cameron in the ruck. He can win the tap, but he doesn't just hit it to advantage. It's either a tap, but it goes straight down. So it's in congestion, and it's not at the highest point either. So, yeah, Darcy Cameron has a bit of work to do in the ruck this year. And I don't think it's exactly the ruck rules for that matter. I think it's just Darcy Cameron as well. Got to say these words right, as well. So, because of that, it's a scramble. Lockie Neal goes down, thankfully, so he's out of it. Darcy Fort gets back up. Bruce Reveal has to run in from the wing. Ed Allen, Lipinski, they're all involved. Tunstall, bit of a weird one. Everyone's out of it, but it soccers out to Ryan Steele. He does something smart. So Lipinski, he's not really involved. Ed Allen trying to get involved. Ryan Steele, he has a good hand pass, good vision. Hand pass it over to Lockie Sullivan. He gets wrapped up by Zorko. Good pressure by Zorko. DeGoey gets tackled by Coleman, but very underrated handball by Ryan Steele. He made something happen. He put Brisbane under pressure, and we just couldn't make them pay. So, unfortunately, but we got the second goal of the game a few minutes later. So, big ups to Ryan Steele on the wing for that, for a handball. And another thing I noticed as well, and it's happening in every other game, but centre ball ups, there's no stalemates in terms of the clearance work. There's no ball up straight after. It's centre ball up and someone wins the clearance. No if, buts, or maybes. Yeah, that's the way of the game now. Anyway, it's Darcy Cameron still, this time against Darcy Fort again. It's another scramble, yet again. This one, another goal by Brisbane from this centre clearance. And this one really hurts as I go back. So it's a scramble. We've got Ed Allen on Zach Bailey. DeGoey is on Dunkley. And we've got Bo McCreary on Lockie Neal. So scramble. Darcy Fort's got all the momentum and positioning right. Bo McCreary runs off Neal to try and collect Darcy Fort. Doesn't collect him. Darcy Fort picks it up very well. Off the ground. Handballs it to Dunkley. DeGoey is caught daydreaming. Bo McCreary has to scramble, make up for it. Can't get to Neal because he's blocked by Dunkley. Lockie Neal, roaming handball. Did you notice that as well? Go back a few seconds. Dane Zorko's running through from half back. Lockie Sullivan is caught in two minds. Does he run with Zorko or does he chop off Lockie Neal? Lockie Neal, long handball to Zach Bailey. What the hell is that Allen doing? He handballs it off to Zorko. Everybody's looking embarrassed from that. And Zorko kicks a goal from 65 metres out. Charlie Cameron puts the block on Jeremy Howe, which should have been a free kick, but it is what it is. Zorko gets Brisbane's third goal. And everybody involved from that centre bounce looks like a fool. Yeah, the goalie loses Dunkley. Bo McCreary runs off to try and bump forward. He loses Lockie Neal in the process. But Ed Allen, that was probably the worst of it all because Zach Bailey gets a good 5+ metres off Ed Allen. And yeah, what was Ed Allen doing? And Zach Bailey handballs it off the Zorko and he gets the goals. That was just good play there. The next one was missed. It's a Will Ashcroft free kick. Channel 7 playing the replays, unfortunately. But this one, it was Oscar Steen up against Darcy Fort. You got Bo, Ed Allen, Jordan McGoey in the middle up against Dunkley, Ashcroft, and Bailey. It's a Lions free kick. Ashcroft goes inside 50. Dan Houston gets the intercept, but we'll miss that one. Centre bounce number 7, we've got Sam Draper and Oscar Steen. So an interesting battle there. First centre bounce attendance for Josh Dacos. He's up against Will Ashcroft. Ned Long still in there, up against Zach Bailey, and Ed Allen goes to Lockie Neal. So let's see how that goes. Oscar Steen gets good purchase. Well, not purchase, but a good jump. So, yeah, he's benefiting from the ruck rules. Both get a good jump. Oscar Steen gets the tap, not at its highest point, to a good spot, but everyone overruns it. Will Ashcroft reads it very well. Best midfielder on the day, I reckon. Ed Allen loses his footing. He's out of it. Josh Dacos doesn't want to commit, but gets a tackle. Eventually, he has to. Will Ashcroft gets it out. Oscar Steen cuts it off, and he handballs it off to Dan Houston. Centre bounce number 8. Draper gets a better head start over Darcy Cameron. Misses the tap. Darcy Cameron gets it, but it's another scramble. And it keeps going. Zach Bailey gets it out. He gets a soccer kick. Heads inside 50. Oh boy. Centre bounce number 9. Oscar Steen back in. Gets a bit of height, but Sam Draper gets the body advantage here. Taps it. Tries to tap it to the advantage of Lockie Neal. Doesn't get it. It's scramble though. Sam Draper is able to kick it away. Soccer background, whatever. The last centre bounce attendance for the quarter. We've got Darcy Cameron yet again up against Sam Draper. Bit of different, interesting matchups here. Bo McCreary up against Cam Rayner. Side bottom up against Dunkley. And Jordan De Goey on Lockie the Neal. Good old Chocky Neal. Sam Draper, he does cross the line. It's not a free kick. I don't know why, but Darcy Cameron, he grabs it. I think he's getting frustrated, so he grabs it, tries to get a clearance himself. He should have handballed it off to Jordan De Goey, but it's quick reaction, so I can't blame him. Should have handballed it off. This is hindsight stuff at this point, but Lockie Neal smothers it. Gets a reward for it as well. He runs onto it. And first clearance of the game for Lockie Neal. Start of the second quarter. Oscar Steen starting in the ruck, alongside or up against Darcy Fort. But we've got in the middle, Lipinski on Lockie Neal, Jordan De Goey on Will Ashcroft, and Bo McCreary on Josh Dunkley. Another interesting thing as well, nobody, whether it's Brisbane or us, whoever it is, it's pretty damning. Find your man and just stay on them. Like, make the matchups work. We just switch it up all the time. I don't know what we're doing, but Brisbane are the beneficiary of it. But this is class. Watch this. Thank goodness I've got this as a slow-mo. Start of the second quarter. Oscar Steen, probably the best hit out to advantage the game. And he goes straight to Jordan De Goey. He's a right footer though, so he has to go on his left. Weird kick on the wing. Jack Crisp overruns it. And yeah, couldn't make Brisbane pay on that. But Oscar Steen, your class, buddy. 12th centre ball up attendance, second for the second quarter. Second for the second quarter, unreal. It's Steen up against Draper this time. Lipinski's now on Bailey. Jordan De Goey's on Lockie Neal. Side bottom's on Will Ashcroft again. It's another interesting matchup. Draper, yeah, no one wins the hit out there. In fact, it's a free kick to Oscar Steen because Sam Draper goes over the line. Oscar Steen does something smart later in the game as well. I'll pick this out when it happens. But yeah, Oscar Steen free kick goes inside 50. That's a clearance to him, but we'll skip that. All right, third centre ball up for the second quarter. Oscar Steen up against Draper. Ned Long back in the middle. He's on Will Ashcroft. Side bottoms on Dunkley. And Bo McCreary is on Zach Bailey. He's on Zach Bailey. Blah, blah. Draper, he moves to the side to get an advantage, but so does Oscar Steen. So it's smarts there by Oscar Steen. It's a stalemate, but I think Oscar Steen gets the hit out technically. Zach Bailey can't get it, but Sam Draper's able to pick it up, and he gets the. Does he get the clearance? No, he doesn't. He's tackled by Ned Long and Bo McCreary, so that's two midfielders out of it, unfortunately. Levi Ashcroft could have gone the handball, but not to be. The 14th centre ball up, Channel 7 misses it. Oscar Steen gets the hit out. He's on his ass though, so he's out of it. And it's another tap forward. Side bottom picks it up, but handballs it straight to Rayner, so piss off with that shit. Josh Dacos in the middle on Rayner, Bo on Levi Ashcroft, and Ned Long on Josh Dunkley. Unreal. And Brisbane get the clearance. All right, this is the 15th centre ball up attendance. Darcy Cameron back in the ruck on Darcy Fort. De Goey on Rayner. Big bad Bo on Lockie Neal. Ned Long on Josh Dunkley. Darcy Fort gets a big hit out here, but not to the advantage. Bo McCreary picks it up. Handballs it over Ned Long. Should have handballed it back to Bo McCreary. Goes inside 50, and I think that leads to a turnover or a free kick to Brisbane. That was the Kid Coleman one, I believe. I might have it mixed up, but whatever, dude. Whatever. This is the last centre ball up for this first half or second quarter. Darcy Cameron in there against Ford. De Goey on Will Ashcroft. Lipinski on Bailey. Ned Long on Lockie Neal. Jordan De Goey's finally playing on his man here. Ned Long Sorry, Lipinski on Bailey. I don't want to see Lipinski in the centre ball ups ever again, or even the stoppages for that matter. It's a random rant. Get him out of the midfield. Put Lipinski at half forward, or on the wing, or on the bench, or drop him. But he's not a midfielder. Just get that out of your thick skull. Yeah, a bit of a scramble. Ned Long can't pick it up. That's a problem for us. We just can't pick up the footy. And it's in hot pursuit like that. Ned Long just soccers it inside 50. But you notice Oscar Steen, more centre bounce attendances in the second quarter. Even though we lost the second quarter, we didn't get destroyed in the midfield as much, even though the contested possessions was shocking. The clearances, they dried up, so it was a bit of a stalemate. I will give Collingwood credit. But it's 29 points at half time. Contested possessions, shocking. Clearances, not as good. Inside 50s, woeful. A lot of work to do, but it gets worse. It gets worse in the second half. Start the third quarter, we'll start the second half. Darcy Cameron up against Sam Draper, Bo, Lipinski, and Crisp in the middle. So side bottom's been collected by Keith Coleman. He's on the bench. So Jack Crisp, welcome to the midfield, buddy. Up against Lockie Neal, Will Ashcroft, and Josh Dunkley. You notice Brisbane doesn't change these midfield variations either. They've got the depth, but if it works, it works. And I get it. If we were up by 29 points, they might be changing things, but they didn't have to on this occasion. Darcy Cameron, again, gets the tap, but it goes nowhere. He doesn't get it at the highest point, as I say that again. Will Ashcroft reads it very well, picks it up. A very good peripheral vision handball, but doesn't get to Dunkley, but he soccers it out anyway. Will Ashcroft is fucking unreal. 18th centre ball up, second for the half. Cameron up against Draper. Gets the hit out Darcy, but I'm talking Darcy Cameron, but it doesn't lead to anything. Yeah, it's in congestion. Dunkley yet again. You prick. I've got to stop calling people pricks, but another soccer kick while being held by Bo McCreary, so it should have been a free kick. Third centre ball up for the quarter. It's now Darcy Cameron up against Darcy Fort, the battle of the Darcys. Crisp, Josh Dacos, Ned Long in there, up against Levi Ashcroft, Lockie Neal, and Zachary Bailey. Darcy Cameron gets another hit out. Straight to open space. Doesn't land into anyone. It bounces backwards. Levi Ashcroft onto it. Handballs it over to Lockie Neal. He gets to look around. He should have gone to Zach Bailey, but goes left-handed and he fumbles it up. But he gets a tackle on drawn to go. This is the first. No, it actually gets out. Yeah, it should have been the first proper stalemate. Ned Long tapping it around. That's in slow motion. Levi Ashcroft picks it up. It goes inside. Yeah, Josh Dacos picks it up. Rush kick inside 50. Doesn't really lead to anything. So it's a scramble across the board. So it doesn't really work out. The 20th centre ball up. We've got Oscar Steen up against Darcy Fort. Jordan DeGoey up against Lockie Neal, Zach Bailey, or Josh Dacos up against Zach Bailey, Jack Crisp up against Levi Lashcroft. And Channel 7 misses this, so the hit out is almost non-existent. But what have we got here? We've got an open ball. Jordan DeGoey falls over. He's out of this contest. Darcy Fort, good pickup. He's got options. He goes Zach Bailey, pretty simple. He gets the inside 50 entry from that clearance. Fifth centre ball up for the quarter. Steen up against Draper. Bit of a stalemate, but here we go. Falls down. Oscar Steen, good jump. But Will Ashcroft, yet again, runs through. He's got Cam Rayner. He'll go back to Will Ashcroft, and he gets the clearance. Yeah, it was Ned Long on Will Ashcroft, by the way. Bo McCreary on Dunkley, and Josh Dacos on Cam Rayner. And the last centre ball up of the third quarter. Oscar Steen in the ruck against Sam Draper. Ned Long is on Will Ashcroft, but look at the space there. Josh Dacos on Lockie Neal. And the last one, which I can find, is Bo McCreary on Cam Rayner. Sam Draper gets the tap, but Oscar Steen, good second efforts, was able to read it. He just taps it along, though. Josh Dacos, I don't know what he's trying to do. Like, pick it up, brace for the contact, and you've got Bo McCreary and Ned Long running out in open space. Instead, you're just tapping it along. It doesn't really lead. Dane Zorko picks it up, doesn't lead to anything, and Cam Rayner gets the handball received from Lockie Neal, and Cam Rayner gets the clearance. Yeah, it's just possible miss free kick or whatever, dude. All right, final quarter, and this is where things get ugly. It's three-quarter time, and we're down by 27 points. Now, we were in a slightly better position up at the Gold Coast last time we played a game in Queensland. We put Josh Dacos smack bang in the middle, and he just dominated alongside Nick Dacos while Nick Dacos was being well held by Gold Coast. Josh Dacos ran a mark, but we just couldn't get over the line against Gold Coast. So, bit of an interesting spot. They've got Josh Dacos now playing more midfield centre ball ups, but we've got Darcy Cameron up against Darcy Fort, Jack Crisp up against Will Ashcroft, Ned Long on Lockie Neal, and Josh Dacos on Josh Dunkley. Dunkley, very underrated midfielder, very accountable for whoever he's on. And we've got Long on Neal. So I can see what they're trying to do. Long on Neal. Hopefully Jack Crisp gets some separation from Will Ashcroft, but I said hopeful. This is in hindsight. It doesn't happen. So yeah, miss me with that bullshit. Centre ball up. Look at Darcy Ford again. Moves to the right, 2 steps, gets momentum to get the jump. Darcy Cameron, bit flat-footed. Does cross the line, but he gets the advantage, gets the tap. Open space, it's scramble, everyone's soccering it. Goes forward. Another soccer. Straight to Lockie Neal, so a bit lucky there. He bombs it inside 50, and I think it's Logan Morris, or someone gets the contest, or gets the mark inside 50 and the set shot goal. And we're down by 33 points, and the game's almost done. We start again, and it's going to zoom to Marcus Ashcroft at the pole, but Brisbane midfielders are convening. They're about to head off. It doesn't look like we're convening. We're trying to discuss anything. It's the same matchups. Darcy Cameron on Darcy Fort in the ruck. Crisp on Ashcroft. Long on Neal. And Josh Dacos on Josh Dunkley. Josh Dacos just looks like he's in a mind of his own. Like, we'll try this again, and we'll try and make it work for me, sort of stuff. I'm not trying to pick him out here, but Marcus Ashcroft, what are you doing? Sit down, boy. You're home. Don't be nervous. Anyway. All right, centre ball up. Cameron on Forts. And this is a bit damning as well. So Josh Dacos wants to get separation from Dunkley. I can understand what he's trying to do. Like every tap is just falling a few centimeters or even just 1 meter from the ruck. So Josh Dacos is trying to read that. Crisp is holding Will Ashcroft accountable. Ned Long, he's got a good eye on the tap, but he's also got another eye on Lockie Neal. So underrated stuff by Ned Long, but not much more he can do. He's very one-dimensional. Darcy Fort gets the tap, goes into open space. Josh Dacos, okay, you've read it well. Can you get onto it? No, you cannot. You're stopped by Josh Dunkley, and Ned Long is out of it. He falls down. Josh Dacos can't do anything. Jack Crisp misses the tackle, and Lockie Neal's got time. Josh Dacos doesn't want to commit to the tackle, and Lockie Neal is looking around. He just bombs inside 50, and it's another mark, another goal. So Oscar Steen comes in. They change up the matchups as well. Josh Dacos still on Dunkley. Crisp is now on Neal, and Ned Long goes to Will Ashcroft. And it works. Steen tap, but it goes nowhere. Crisp, and this is another indictment on Crisp. He's not a midfielder, so he overruns it. Neal just gets to push him in. He doesn't. It's not a push in the back or anything, but Neal picks it up cleanly, handballs it straight to Will Ashcroft. Quick handball to Darcy Fort, of all things. Lockie Schultz comes in, puts pressure on. Darcy Fort's pretty quick, underrated, gets the kick and the clearance. Right, not long to go. Centre ball up, Oscar Steen now on Draper. Josh Dacos still in there on Dunkley. Ned Long is in the centre ball ups every single time. Up against Lockie Neal, and Bo is on Bailey. So stalemate there, but Sam Draper's got the second efforts, taps it along. Could have socketed it, but he picks it up. Not going to kick goal of the year from there, but good handball, and he blocks off Bo McCreary's run. Zach Bailey gets the handball, hand passes over to Kyle Lohman, and Bo McCreary gives away the high free kick on Kyle Lohman as he has that shot for goal, and Kyle Lohman kicks the goal from the free kick. Centre ball up, Steen now on Draper. Steen does jump over the line, but Draper technically gets the hit out, not really, less of a tap. Ned Long picks it up. It's a good pickup, but then just a weird hack handball. Does nothing, really. And it's Jasper Fletcher who gets it. Surprising clearance for him. Anyway, Oscar Steen on Darcy Fort. They're both generating momentum here. We've got Bo McCreary on Will Ashcroft. Ned Long is on Zach Bailey now, and Ned Long on Josh Dunkley, Zach Bailey on Josh Dacos, all the way around. But Oscar Steen gets the free kick. Darcy Fort runs over. I don't know if Oscar Steen did that on purpose, but Oscar Steen doesn't give away these free kicks, so good to see so far. And he handballs it off to Josh Dacos, so decent play, doesn't lead to anything, but I don't mind it. And I've lost track as well. I was meant to display who was at the centre ball ups at quarter time, half time, 3/4 time. End of the game. I'll do that at the end of this video. Fuck this shit. Third last centre ball up attendance. We've got Steen on Fort in the ruck, Bowes in the middle alongside Will Ashcroft, Ned Long up against Zach Bailey, Josh Dacos on Lockie Neal. Josh Dacos is not even accountable for his man at this point. Bit of holding on between Ashcroft and Bow, and Ned Long being disciplined as usual. Oscar Steen gets a good hit out. Advantage, but Josh Dacos fumbles it. You're not a midfielder. You're just a halfback flanker or a glorified wingman. And Darcy Fort gets a good tackle, good effort on Josh Dacos, the free kick. So yeah, well done, Darcy Fort. Second last centre ball up. It's Darcy Cameron up against Darcy Fort. Crisp is on Bailey. Ned Long on Lockie Neal. Bo McCreary on Will Ashcroft. Another one that just drops down. Bit of a scramble. Ned Long gets separation on Lockie Neal. For once, gets the good pickup. A handball. He's under pressure though. Can't find a target. And Jared Berry is onto it. And the last centre ball up attendance. Darcy Cameron up against Sam Draper. Crisp on Neal. Ned Long on Will Ashcroft. And Jordan DeGoey. He was plopped at full forward in the forward line last quarter. Didn't really get anything. Jordan DeGoey's on Josh Dunkley. Woohoo, whatever. This is a bit of Harlem Globetrotter stuff from Brisbane. Sam Draper gets the hit out to advantage. Lockie Neal can't collect it cleanly. Josh Dunkley, another soccer. Jack Crisp just taps it. Sam Draper's there. Ned Long has to cover for Sam Draper. Sam Draper just bobs it forward. We've got 4 or 5 Collingwood players running onto it. Either Zach Quain or runs past it. Everyone's running past it, but it's going forward for Brisbane. Good pickup by Logan Morris. Handballs over the Rayner. It's a tough handball, but they pick it up. Rayner runs into open traffic. He goes backwards to Josh Dunkley. Elliott's now covering Dunkley. Dunkley has to go over to Sam Draper. And Sam Draper gets the inside 50 entry for the last centre ball up attendance. And boom goes the dynamite. So I'll go over who was involved in centre ball ups quarter by quarter. So by quarter time, Jordan DeGoey had 9 centre ball up attendances. Darcy Cameron 7, Sidebottom 6, Ned Long 6, Ed Allen 4, Steen 3, McCreary 3, and Josh Dacos Lipinski 1 each. Second quarter, bit of a mix here, and I guess it was good to see. Kept us in the game, I reckon. Oscar Steen 4, Jordan DeGoey 4, Bo McCreary 4, Ned Long 4, Lipinski 3, but get him the fuck out of the midfield. Darcy Cameron 2, Sidebottom 2, Josh Dacos 1. So by half time, centre bounce attendances, DeGoey 13, Ned Long 10, Darcy Cameron 9, Sidebottom 8, Steen 7, McCreary 7, Ed Allen 4, Lipinski 4, and Josh Dacos the 2. Third quarter, another interesting mix yet again. Josh Dacos with 4 centre bounce attendances, McCreary 4, Jack Crisp 4. I think Sidebottom was meant to be in the midfield a lot more, but because of that banged up winding injury. What a weird description, but whatever. Oscar Steen 3, Darcy Cameron 3, Ned Long 3, Lipinski 2. Get him out of the midfield. And DeGoey 1. Have I got it right? Yeah. 1 to DeGoey in the third quarter. So by three quarter time, DeGoey with 14 centre bounce attendances, Ned Long 13, Darcy Cameron 12, McCreary 11, Oscar Steen 10, Sidebottom 8, Dacos 6, Lipinski 6, Crisp 4, and Ed Allen 4. And the final quarter, I have no idea why. See, Craig McRae likes to do things when the game's dead and buried, but he didn't do so in the midfield. So Ned Long attended every centre ball up attendance with 9 from 9. Josh Dacos 7, couldn't do much, or didn't do much, sorry. Crisp 5, McCreary 5, Steen 5, Darcy Cameron 4, and Jordan DeGoey just the 1. So to end the game, in terms of the centre ball up attendances, Ned Long 22 out of 31. Darcy Cameron 16, McCreary 16. Happy 100 games for you, McCreary. DeGoey 15, Steen 15, Josh Dacos 13, Crisp 9, 8 to Sidebottom in the first half only. Lipinski 6, get him out of the midfield, and Ed Allen 4. Have I said we've had midfield depth in previous videos? Because if I did, we don't. I take that back. No Nick Dacos, no Scott Pendlebury. I know it's not going to win us the game, but put Perryman in there for a few centre ball ups. Lockie Sullivan was playing midfield in the VFL, and he doesn't play a lick of midfield minutes in the game against Brisbane. Who else can I bring up? Lockie Schultz had centre clearances, but he didn't play anything in the midfield. I know, yeah, we got smacked. Look, Lockie Schultz had 10 disposals and a goal, whatever, but put him in the midfield, change things up like that. Little things like that. I know he's going to stick out like a sore thumb. He's not a midfielder, but the game's over. Change things up. I'm saying this in hindsight, I know, and Ed Allen, he only had 4 centre ball up attendances, but yeah, they weren't exactly pretty for him, even though he was a late in. But Ed Allen, you need versatility, son. Otherwise, Craig McRae don't like you. He doesn't like the kids. I don't know why, but you need some versatility. Lipinski, get him out of the midfield. Get him out of the midfield. But hopefully it all changes. We've got Freo, underrated midfield group, underrated backline, underrated everything. Hopefully Oscar Steen has a lot more ruck contests and centre ball ups up against Luke Jackson and Sean Darcy, unless Mason Cox comes in. Ugh, man, but Brisbane, they are the best midfield group in the competition. And we got a free lesson in a midfield ass kicking. All right, so congratulations, Brisbane, best team in it. You're the back-to-back premiers, the reigning defending undisputed premiers. Had to sneak that in. And yeah, this is my takeaway project. It's pretty shit, to be honest, but if you watched to the end, thank you. It's not pretty viewing, and hopefully I've gone past copyright issues, but that is all for this video. I'll leave you guys all to it. I might sneak another video in before the long weekend is officially over. I'm hoping you guys have had a good weekend and a good long weekend and a good Easter and a good everything. Please be well, please be safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Up the pies.